we go. I do believe we're alive, so I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. It is a dear pleasure having you here again for another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to not know what we're talking about, right? There is definitely this propensity, is that the right word? Willingness, hubris in humanity to want to predict the future, to want to believe that they know what's going to happen, right? And realistically speaking, some predictions might be accurate. Some predictions might be less accurate. But people have known things. People have been right about their knowing of things. But ultimately, the knowing not of things dwarfs any potential knowing of anything in the first place, right? And that can be, at least to my mind, a little bit disheartening because I really want to know, right? I really want to know what's going to happen. I really want to have all of the answers. I really want the right approach, etc., etc. And I recognize that in this want, there can be suffering, right? Because suffering, at least to me, is when you want for things to be differently. It's when things are a certain way, the way you have predicted them or not, and then you find yourself wanting for them to be differently. Maybe even you got exactly what you thought you would get, and you don't like that, and you still want it to be different. Maybe you predicted that things will get worse, all right, before they get better. Doesn't make it any less sufferable when it is worse, right? You being right in that case doesn't make things better necessarily. I have been wrong so many times. I have been wrong so many times. The only thing I take solace in is in convincing myself that I'm learning lessons from all of these mistakes that I make. And hoping that some of my mistakes, some of these lessons, some of these wisdoms I've gained, will pay dividends in the future. You know? You don't know? Good. That is what today's whole thing is about. Hey, boss. Love from Pakistan. Nisha Sharma. What's your name? My name is MeltMore. It's nice to meet you, Nisha. Bless you, friend. I don't think I've had a friend here from Pakistan before. Maybe I have. I haven't had Jigar here, Jigar Malik. It's nice seeing your name here too. New friends. So nice of you to join us. We have doggos here. Good uniform. You like my fit? This is a gift from a friend called Joy Vive. She gave me this scarf. She sent it all the way from America here to South Africa. It's big bugs. Can you see it? Those are 3 beetles stacked together. Dogs are losing their minds in the background. Being sweetie patooties. They're the real stars of the show. Put a girl on. Hey guys! My name is MeltMore. There's girls. They're girls. Both of them are girl dogs. That counts, right? Them losing their minds. If you're new here, you haven't seen my face before, hit subscribe. Like you can actually make a difference in my life by doing that. Because I see so many new friends right now. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Like just a little bit. Like I'm like all flustered. The dogs can feel the energy too. They're also like, yeah, we're gonna put on a big show. We have so many new friends. Joy Vive, look at all the friends. Just look at them. Just like so many of us in here together right now. Isn't this fun? I'm having fun. I'm gonna try and read some of the comments. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa. One again, do you have OnlyFans? You are so beautiful. No, I don't do stuff like that. I'll take that as a compliment though, but I don't think I'll be able to rest easy if I had to make my money that way. I might make more money that way, but I would rest less easy. Ah, these creatures. This is super fun. I'm really enjoying this. Look at all the friends. Mega shout out to all. Mega shout out to you, Hollow Mix. I subscribe to your channel. Yeah, we just freaking gained a new subscriber just like that. Just like that. Unironically, this whole stream is a little bit more worth it for me. I love your background wall. Let me share more with you. This used to be just a barren rock-built wall, and about a year and a half ago, we planted these vines on it, and it does do a lot. You can see there's still some spots that it needs to populate, but rile them up again. Isn't it beautiful there? It is so nice to share this world with you, friend. Are you an influencer or a vlogger? I am neither. At least to myself. I don't consider myself an influencer, right? I don't want to influence you to anything other than to love your fellow human being, to love yourself, to love the fact that you don't know anything, right? To find some sort of solace, some sort of calm, some sort of peace, despite how little we know, right? I feel, at least in my experience, one of the biggest challenges that I face is in not knowing, right? I concern myself for most of my day with gaining the information that I need to make the right decision, whatever the right decision is from one moment to the next. And it can be exhausting. It can make me feel like I'm ceaselessly anxious. It can make me feel like I know nothing, right? In a bad way. And I am standing up. I'm being spokesperson for not knowing in a good way. Being like, oh, I don't know. And good. Good. I'm happy that I don't. I'm happy that I don't know. The brown is my dog. There's a bunch of comments that I'm missing. I'm getting to them slowly but surely. Bless all of you new friends. It's nice having you here, truly. Knowing eases fear. Fear empowers insecurities of self, which explains why we all front like we know shit. It's protective reflex. That's a good point you're making right there. It's a really good point you're making. I do actually relate to that, where knowing eases fear, right? If you feel like you know what's gonna happen next, like maybe if you're watching like a scary movie, right? If you've watched the scary movie before, you know when person A or B is gonna get killed, all right? There's no shock there. There's no tension. There's no, oh no, what's gonna happen? Because you already know, right? And in that way, you don't have to be. You can still be, I guess, but you maybe won't be as fearful in that moment watching that movie because you know what's gonna happen, right? And the point I'm making today, Sam, is that I don't know if that kind of knowing exists, right? I wish it did. I wish I could, in this analogy, have known what happens next in the movie so that I can make decisions now that will affect my movie in the future or whatever. But I know that that's not how it works, right? And in that way, I feel like that protective reflex of wanting to be the person that knows also sets me up to feel, I don't know if alienated is the right word. Makes me feel other, right? Makes me feel other to those that I'm trying to share that knowledge with, in the attempt. I love your vids. Jaro edits. Thank you. Seriously. It does mean a lot. I do create them every day, so we'll get to love them indefinitely. You know what's interesting? You know what is interesting? The only thing that I really changed today is my channel or my video description. I actually did 20% effort to make a channel description today. And I don't know if that is why we're reaching some more friends. English or Spanish? English is my preferred language when I show up in these ways. because it might be a little bit easier for me to reach you on the other side of the world in the language that is English. But I do also speak Afrikaans. So as ek regtig wou, kon ek Afrikaans met jou ook gepraat het. Maar ek dink nie jy gaan verstaan wat ek sê as ek Afrikaans praat nie. Nee. Yeah. Probably not. So I'll stick to English. English will do just fine. Can you talk in Hindi? Hey Google, tell me how to say I love you in Hindi. We've done this before, but it's like it is hard. Like you have formal ones too. Tumse. Let's do. Are we gonna do an informal one? Oh, it depends on whether I'm talking to a masculine or feminine entity. Man, I say I love you to everybody. I guess it does matter. Maybe I can just say tumse pyar. Tumse pyar. I love. I love indiscriminately. Oh, why are you so happy? Why am I so happy? That's a good question. I'm faking it. I'm a really good actor, you know. I've been playing my part for a while now. Me upse pyagdaron. Thank you. I love you too. I love you too. I am happy, generally speaking. But when I get a comment like that, it does kind of arise some suspicion in me of like, do I seem that happy to other people? I try to be. I think that's the big thing as well. I think being like brooding and cool, having that energy of like, oh, you know, I got my whiskey. I get that kind of energy, but I don't particularly appreciate it myself. And in that way, I can only show up in this world as myself and give to this world what I might want to find. So the fact that you have found this thing that I'm giving as valuable means that I'm reflecting value back to you, right? And I'm using the word reflecting very strongly because it is your happy that you're seeing in me. Keep smiling. Your face expression. I mean, I got bad lighting right now. Technically, I think I got pretty bad lighting, so my facial expressions might be exaggerated. Can you talk this again, Spanish or English? We have Jovan here too. Wowzers, this chat is popping off already. Good day, everybody. Good day again to you, Shah. Sam Sitsu, yes, but my mother's tongue, Urdu, which is why my English is not good. Your English doesn't have to be good, Nisha. Your English just has to be practiced. I did practice from a very young age, and I think in that way I got a little bit of a heads up, right? Like, okay, let me rephrase this. Today's whole stream topic is about knowing, right? And from a very young age, there was something in me that knew that I wanted to be able to speak English. It arose as an experience of me playing amongst friends and then meeting one that doesn't speak my language, right? He was speaking English. And my English capacity at that point was essentially my name is, and then I utter the sound that I associate with, right? And I was like, I feel limited. I cannot speak to this stranger. I need to learn how to speak English. And I didn't have to have that as a conviction for me to really enjoy media, right? American TV, if you want to say it in so many words. So I did consume. I'm still learning English right now. That's why I'm watching so much media, because I'm learning English right now. So what am I saying with all of this? I'm saying you'll get better. Keep showing up. Smile is big therapy. It's so beautifully true. Start of a smile and everything around you is significantly easier, even if you have to force it, right? I have done that. I have like, I'm losing my mind. But the smile makes the losing of the mind a little bit okay. TikTok followers and likes. I don't really do TikTok much at all. Like at all, really. YouTube is my preferred platform. Google Translate is a thing, Nisha. We can meet you halfway. True. Okay. Where is your where like the closest town to me right now is a town called Groblersdal. It is in a province called technically Limpopo. If you had to ask Google, they'll be like Limpopo. But if you have to ask the people that live there, they'll tell you Mpumalanga. It's here. Let me show you. You want to see where I am on planet Earth? I is like up and to the right of that. So again, all right, Gauteng and Pretoria and Johannesburg, they're to the side, and then I am around here somewhere. I'm around. I'm somewhere here. I promise. Somewhere in this circle, I exist. I don't know why I'm having a hard time finding it. There's Middelburg, you know. There's Marble Hall. Did they take us off the map? Yossi. I think they might have. Like, I legit cannot see our town from all the way up here. Yeah. See, like, it's actually that small. Marble Hall is still there. There it is. Okay, yeah, you just have to keep zooming in. Yo. So, that little cross right there, I managed to zoom in enough to actually get it to reveal itself. There it is. We can't see Jack Melt. There it is, Homersdal. I live in that circle. So zoom out. Zoom out. That's where I am. Yeah, on the planet that is Africa. Oh, thanks, my ears. Love that. Love that. That's great. That's so wonderful when you bark right next to me. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I'm gonna put some heat in my Dynavap. Guys, I don't have English, but I'm active and talkative. I have confidence. Good. That's the only thing that's important. South Africa has the largest population of Indians outside of India. I wonder why. I'll tell you why. Because South Africa is a great place to be. Yeah. It's great here. I don't actually know the real reason. It might have something to do with the trades, because South Africa was like a trade hub, going from India to that outside Europe, I think. So that might have something to do with it. But you are right about that statistic. South Africa does have the largest population of Indians outside of India. I think Trevor Noah even had a bit about that, where if India suddenly had to like cease to exist, disappear off planet Earth, South Africa would be the new India. Meltmore. My sister is also in USA. In Houston, Texas. That is quite a place. I haven't been to the States just yet, but I do look forward to going there at some point. Nisha, you have all you need to be welcomed here, friend. Oh, you're so nice. It's true. My community is super loving. They'll welcome you. Joy, very interesting. Maybe proximity. I know many Indians were run out of the few African countries many years ago. Maybe that didn't happen in South Africa. When Melt says right, he sounds Indian to me. I wanted to like embellish an Indian accent, but I don't know if that's okay. So I'm not going to. I will be asking a language model some questions though. Me and my friends are discussing how South Africa has the largest Indian population following India. And we're wondering why that is. I am, of course, biased. I think my country is great, and they're here because they want to be, and because it's great being here. Good climate, affordable living. But there might be other reasons, namely the trading routes of how ships used to travel between India and the European countries, for example. Let's see what the language model says when I say so. Gateway is here. Yay! Gateway. It's nice having you, friend. So here we go. Your pride in South Africa is well placed. Damn right it is. Damn right. It's beautiful and a diverse country. The historical context behind South Africa having such a large Indian population primarily relates to colonial era migration and trade. Here's an overview. There was what happened between 1860 and 1911, post-indenture, strategic location, political, economic ties. All right, so it started with the majority of Indians in South Africa that are descendant of indentured laborers brought by the British to work on sugarcane plantations. So they were slaves. I like how they're like labeling them. Oh, they were indentured laborers. They were just indentured, right? They owed us for existing. I'm, I am projecting a little bit. Let me continue reading. By the British to work on sugarcane plantations in Natal, now KwaZulu-Natal. The British needed the labor force after the abolition of slavery. And many Indians were recruited under exploitative contracts from regions like Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. So yeah, they were like, yeah, we're not slaving them. We're just exploitative contracting them, like it's different. It's totally different. Then there was passenger Indians. After the indentured labor period, a second wave of Indian migration occurred. There were trades, professionals, and families seeking economic opportunities. They're often referred to as passenger Indians because they paid their passage to South Africa, unlike the indentured laborers. And then it's a strategic location. South Africa's position along the maritime trade routes between Europe and Asia, including India, made it a logical stop for merchants and settlers. Yeah. Durban, in particular, developed as a hub for Indian traders. And then finally, political and economic ties with the British Empire. Since both India and South Africa were part of the British Empire, migration between the two regions were facilitated by shared colonial policies. You're also correct in emphasizing that South Africa's climate, affordability, and opportunities contribute to its appeal today. The legacy of the Indian community is deeply rooted with vibrant cultural hubs, strong family networks, and economic contributions across sectors like business, medicine, and law. It's a mix of historical necessity and modern opportunities that have created the unique and enduring cultural bridge between India and South Africa. Yeah, now we know. Is that Diggs, by the way? Hey to you too. It's nice having you here, friend. I am having a conversation about not knowing today. And the fact that we're doing research and like polishing up on our history feels a little bit counter to the point of today's stream, a little bit, but it's still interesting. Please explore Pakistan well. Let's see. Let's see. I have a friend that's from Pakistan. She's telling me that she loves her country and would love me to come and visit there as well. Give me some interesting facts about Pakistan, reasons to go there, and something that would be important to know if I had to find myself on that side of the world. Now we'll see, Nisha. Now we'll see. That's wonderful! Pakistan is a fascinating country with a rich history, diverse culture, and stunning natural landscapes. Here are some compelling reasons to visit. Interesting facts and tips for your personal trip. It's a home to ancient civilizations. That's always cool, right? I like ancient civilizations. Pakistan is the site of ancient Indus Valley Civilization, one of the world's oldest urban centers with remnants in Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Getting to see that much history in a space that people still occupy, right? Incredible mountain ranges. It boasts some of the world's tallest peaks, including K2, the highest, the second highest mountain on Earth. Oh, you know what's interesting, Nisha? I actually got some exposure with K2 today, right? Because K2, I believe, is, even though it's the second highest mountain, it kills more people trying to summit it than Mount Everest, for example, which is the highest mountain, right? Yeah. K2, the second highest mountain on Earth. The Karakoram Himalayas and the Hindu Kush ranges attract climbers and trekkers worldwide. I mean, you got me on the Hindu Kush. Like, I don't know. Suddenly, Pakistan is like 100% on my radar. Cultural and religious diversity. While predominantly Muslim, Pakistan has a rich cultural heritage influenced by Buddhism, Hinduism, and Sikhism. Historical sites like the Taxila and the Lahore Fort reflect this. I haven't seen those like monumentous statues ever in my life. Like literally, I think the biggest statue I've ever seen was something like 8 meters tall, which is like dwarfing, you know, like there's like 150-meter tall statues. I want to see stuff like that too. The world's largest irrigation system. Pakistan has the largest continuous irrigation system globally, sustaining its massive agricultural economy. I don't know that either. And then there's truck art, vibrant hand paint culture. That is cool. Hand painting your trucks and buses. Do you hand paint them with something that is easily, wash offable? Yeah, it's true, Kate, too. Yeah. I know things. I'm cultures. There's breathtaking landscapes. There's delicious cuisine. They have great hospitality. The Pakistanis are known for their warmth and hospitality. Guests are treated with immense respect and generosity. I don't have personal experience of this, but I have seen enough YouTube videos of people exploring that world to know this to be true too. Historical and architectural wonders. There's the mosques, there's the Shalimar Gardens, the Rokhtas Fort. We think we talked about them before. There's also the striking Fazil Mosque in Islamabad, one of the largest mosques in the world. And then they have festivals and celebrations. Vibrant festivals like the kite flying or Basant, Eid celebrations, or cultural fairs in various regions. I would like to go and see stuff like that too. Respect cultural customs, dress modestly, and be mindful of religious practices. Have your travel documentation. Urdu is the national language, but English is widely understood, especially in cities. There's your language. The climate can be scored. Transportation is in cities, but 4x4 vehicles are required sometimes. And the food is delicious. Drink bottled water. Be cautious with street food if you're not accustomed to spicy cuisine. I love that. People just having their faces melted. Oh, this looks nice. Let me try some. It's like, are you are you sure? Have you had something like this before? No, but it looks good. Like, let's give you a spoonful first. Let's let you see a little bit. Okay. Oh, no, Yes, I missed a bunch. Okay. Joy, very interesting. Maybe proximity. I think I'd read that one. I know. Yeah. I have. Welcome to the digital diary. It happened to my husband's family. They are Indian descendant Muslims and were forced out of Tasmania when my mother-in-law was a teenager. I'm guessing that's probably a while ago, but that definitely could have an effect, I'm sure. Gateway, bless again. I like how they were labeling them as indentured laborers. Yeah, they do the same thing here. Prison workforce and hourly wage earner also means slave. I know. I am throwing all of the shade I can at that. Krios? Krios? Krios. Cool name. What's up, spiritual brother? It's nice to be seen. What's up with you? I'm feeling good. Today's whole consideration, the thing we're showing up for, is not knowing. And I have been pretty tense, wanting to know what's going to happen next, what's going on, right? Like, jaw tensed, literally. I'm not even joking, like ritzing back and forth, looking at the future and what's coming up for America and how that's going to influence the rest of the world. And I'm like, and I don't know. And maybe that's okay. That's kind of the gist of today's stream topic, is that maybe it's okay to not know. I sure know that I don't know. Maybe that is what we're supposed to know right now. Hey Nancy, it's nice having you. Thank you for joining us too. Solid point. The civilization thing is so far from what we're supposed to be doing here. Yeah, definitely. Nancy, it's also on my bucket list. The mountains look beautiful. The art and culture and food. I want to experience it all. Same, Kelly. Anyone have any travel plans? Not anytime soon, necessarily. Gateway. I just quit my job, so I'm leaving Canada for a month. So in the new year to go back to England and Wales. And I will do some trips in Europe. Can't wait. Bless you, Kelly. Hope you have a beautiful time and as you gain so much life experience. Jovan actually recently shared. Are you leaving? Hello, Mix. Thank you for joining, dear friend. It was nice having you here. Jovan recently shared this quote with me that goes, travel is the only investment that is always worth it, or always, yeah, that's it. Travel is the only investment that leaves you richer afterwards, guaranteed, right? Because you will gain so much from travel that you cannot just buy with the money. You cannot go to some store and be like, I would like to buy 3 weeks of life experience, please, and then go back to work instead of spending those 3 weeks gaining life experience. It would be great, right? I just grind all day and buy life experience at night, Like, I had this whole joke a while ago about, imagine if we could outsource our sleeping, right? Some dude gets paid to sleep for you, right? And then you don't have to. Like, people would 100% just sleep their lives away so that other people can continue working with enough money to do so, right? Like, it's a society. Yeah, living in a society is great. So, it's wonderful. Melt, look them up. The trucks are incredible. Hey, Google, show me the Pakistani hand-painted trucks. Okay, it took me to YouTube, which I'm more okay with than it taking me to the regular things. But here's a person who posted a video. Their name is Truck Decorations Pakistan 6715. But look at that. That's so cool. That is very cool. Like, when they were saying hand painted, this is not really what I had in mind. That looks very intricate. Goodness. That's some effort, yo. Yos. That looks like a lot of effort. Yeah, just gonna quickly hand paint this thing. Why am I? Like, the freaking insects are irritating me, I think. I can feel my neurons being like scream, like, ah! Let's see if I can calm down. That helped. It's almost like I found all of the things running around in my head and I put them. Wonderful, amazing, at peace, beautiful, working on it. Bless. Thank you for working on it with us, dear friend. That's how we get there. Gateway. Have you been before? I think I missed a few. Look them up. Pakistan handcraft, famous in world. Kelly, that's amazing. The UK in a few months. Right, Canada, solo traveling. Okay. I'm in Calgary, Alberta, says Kelly. Stunning place. I live here permanently, but the last few years I've been traveling back and forth quite often. I'm solo, so excited, getting that experience. Can you flip your camera? I want to see your front group. You want to see what I'm looking at? I mean, I don't have the capacity to like flip my camera, unfortunately, because this app doesn't allow me to do that. But even though this is embarrassing, I will show you what I'm looking at, right? Because again, the internet, right? And it skews what you think everybody else's life is like. But you'll see paint chipping off of walls and moss growing in said paint, chipped paint. You'll see windows cracking out. You'll see badly run wire. Yeah, I'll show you all. I'll show it all. Why? Because embarrassment is kind of stupid, you know? Like, embarrassed for what? Embarrassed for who? Embarrassed because reality is. I have, at least in my journey, tried to get to a point where I can now appreciate beauty in, I want to say the decrepit, but I feel like the decrepit is like a bad word to use to try and make my point accurately. In in the turbulent, in the change, in the fact that things are impermanent, right? I try and find beauty in that now, realizing that I cannot know everything. Unfortunately, I can know love, though. Solo travel, solo travelers, respect dog, what an adventure. I'm gonna check out Portugal to see about possibly moving there. How about that, Nancy? I've actually seen a couple of American friends that are moving to Portugal right now, so could be a great option. It'll be my first time going to Ireland for a few weeks and then London, Edinburgh, and some other spots. Nice. Happy that you're traveling as well. Gateway. I know that that's something that's very important to you, so it's cool. I like the aesthetic. Yeah, yeah. It does have an aesthetic to it, right? I like the way moss looks, which I think helps, right? I like when moss grows on things. But I cannot help but acknowledge that there probably is something to be said about it being made right or made better or made appropriate. But I don't know. I don't know about that. And I don't really want to be someone who knows that, right? From the perspective of if I go somewhere and I exist in that mind of things are supposed to be a certain way, to be perfect, right? And I exist in two worlds when it comes to this thing I'm saying right now. Because when it comes to my own creations, when it comes to the things I associate my soul with directly, right, there is a certain perfection that I expect from it. Or at least a standard that has to be met, all right? Fun that needs to be had, love needs to be true. And in that way, when I look at stuff like this, right, like for instance, my mom is one of those people that can be a little bit more on the critical side of things not being perfect, of things, like she would use the word decrepit. Hey, Google, define decrepit. Weakened by old age or illness, feeble. Old, in a state of disrepair. Yeah, the old house was decrepit with peeling paint. It says with peeling paint and a sagging roof, but I'll say with peeling paint and moss growing in the cracks. Right? Some might say decrepit. Some might say charactered. So much character, and that's life as well, right? Like I'm looking at this moss growing on the walls, and I cannot help but consider the fact that that thing is also a living entity. Like this one just walking past me. Huh, little minxie? Huh, little minxie minx? It's a meow meow. Little. Is it a meow? It's a meow meow. You hear me? And Pippi is like, what? Are you giving someone else attention right now? No, I wasn't. I was just talking. Now she's like being mean. Don't be mean. Don't be mean to the cat, though. Don't you be mean to the cat, you silly creature. Oh, freaking. My babies. Okay. Let me bring it back. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dude, okay, I'm catching up, I think, but I think I missed a few in the meanwhile too. Joe, I always had a companion, but I also have 5 dogs, and my husband is holding the fort for a while, so I can stretch my legs a little. That's nice, Kelly. I'm happy that you have that support in your world as well. Kelly, have you ever traveled solo before? My first time was this year. It was so very liberating. Only having to be concerned about myself left me free to experience what I wanted. You'll have a blast. That's true, right? There is a certain way of existing when it's just you and your own mind and your own concerns and your own desires kind of pulling at the masts that is your ship and the direction that it goes within. There is value to be had in being in a ship with crewmates that you can rely on, but uh, I don't know. I don't know how to complete that sentence. I was gonna say something about balance. You know, are we supposed to have balance with how much time we get to spend by ourselves versus how much time we spend with others, and how, like, I don't know. Let's just say, do you determine what that balance is supposed to be? Maybe it will be different to every single person. Take me away. Even though I'll take that as a good thing. I'll also say that we're supposed to be here, right? That at any moment you can cease to be, either through actually not being or through tweaking your chemical makeup to the point where you don't think you are here anymore. You'll find yourself right back here eventually, right? If it had to be one of those ultimately's, it might take you eternity. If it had to be one of those chemical incarnations, it might take you a few hours. But before you know it, you'll be right back here in this moment, in this presence, in this infinite now that we find ourselves within. Goodness, maybe that's one thing that we can lean into as well, because in this pursuit of knowing, I forget that now hasn't been taken from me, right? There's this quote that I haven't said in a long time, but it goes, no amount of fear, no amount of anxiety, no amount of worry has ever been able to squeeze from you the fullness that is your awareness. Right? And in that way, that remains. Look at how aware that creature is. Scritching her back on the grass. All right? She has nothing to be anxious about. She has nothing to worry. She has nothing to doubt. Just that pure awareness. As dog is. Pulling people out of spiritual death. Yeah, actively. My name is MeltMore. Right, and since we're talking about spirituality, the MeltMore name did arise in my spiritual journey, where I kept over and over again melting myself. Right, this ego, this thing that I've been told I am, this thing I've been masquerading as. And in this process of melting that, I realized that I cannot deplete it. I cannot finish melting. Right? It's just this process of more and more and more. And in that, MeltMore was born. It is a kind of dying into living as yourself. Please feel free to share your worries and doubt, my friend. Dream Tooth. I like that username. I don't know if it's new. I see you are a member on my channel. Might have been a gift from one of our friends, but it is so nice having you. Thank you for joining us too. I'm going to try and catch up to your comments. I feel like I'm falling behind and I feel bad. Gateway, I hope you have an amazing time. She says she has not traveled alone. I've just turned 38 and only in the last few years have I fallen in love with being alone. So glad to hear you had such a wonderful experience. Love is true. Gateway, I hope you have an amazing time. Edinburgh is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And then when in Ireland, you'll fall in love with people for sure. I think she's been in Ireland like a bunch of times. Think Gateway in Ireland's like this at this point, probably. Finally, graduated last weekend. And now I feel like I'm in Silent Hill. Connor, welcome. Welcome to not knowing what comes next. Welcome. This is where all of us are, and those who say they aren't are just really good at pretending, myself included. I'm really good at pretending. And Sam has beautifully shared with us today that we pretend because it's a defense mechanism. It is a reflex. It is better to pretend that we know what's going on, that we know what comes next, than it is to actually not know, according to other people, according to ourselves. All right? It's a masquerading. It's a posturing. Right? It's kind of like puffing your chest out and being ready for a fight, even though nobody is challenging you. And you just look silly. Posturing your chest. Okay. I'm going to catch up again. I keep getting lost in these thought loops with you friends. Joy Vive says, you're facing an ugly wall, but the farm is beautiful, magical place. Also, it's a working farm, so there are animals and humans and muck, and it's all charm. Who needs perfection? Agreed, Joy Vive. And I do agree with that, like in a way where that's the way I see it. And even though you might call this wall ugly, and I feel like that was kind of the point I was trying to make, but I don't know if it was clear enough, is that even though this wall could be considered ugly by some standards, in mine, it is beautiful, right? If this wall was the perfect, some people might think it needs to be, it would be smooth. It would be one color. It would be without blemish, without crack, without paint chips. It would be without moss. It would be without insects. It would be without all of the things that makes this world beautiful, right? And in that way, in looking at it as it is, even though it's not perfect, it still contributes to the beauty that is my experience, right? And then, of course, in being asked to share it, a certain insecurity arises in my being of like, oh, I think I can see beauty in this, but another person might see decrepit to it. And it is that matter of perspective, right? That matter of not knowing or knowing what we're talking about. Congratulations, Connor. Bless again, bro. It is something to congratulate. Like I should say that. Congratulations, bro, for graduating. Being an adult is going to be an adventure. It's going to be such an amazing adventure. You're going to learn so much about yourself. Using all of these loaded terms. Hell yeah, Connor. How'd the expedition go? Congrats, dude. Gotta have a celebration for you, indeed. Johan also graduated this year, like recently, and we're also celebrating him, so we'll send you some of that celebratory energy as well, Connor, and thinking. Really went well. 3D printing for my first time was something that I will probably continue doing, and got a lot of compliments. Nice, Connor. I have been eyeballing that Bamboo Labs 4-roll filament 3D printer as well, where I'm like, pretty good 3D printer for less than 1,000 daras. Nice. I want. And then I look at what happens after it gets like shipped to my country and exchange rates and import taxes. And then it's still not that expensive. Still kind of, I mean, it's pretty expensive, but it's pretty nice. Do you have a 3D printer of your own? Is kind of what I'm getting at. Is that the next objective for you? I'm about to go to an EDM concert on Friday to celebrate even more. Nice. Friday is tomorrow. Like that Friday or the next Friday coming. I am going to an EDM concert for New Year's. Yeah. I'm going to find myself amongst people that might lose it a little bit. But I'm going to be keeping it together. Totally. Totally going to be keeping it together. All right. Please feel free. Bless again. Thank you. Kelly, I feel like there's so much room to learn a lot about yourself in those solo trips. So excited for you and can't wait to hear about it. What a great way to celebrate, Connor. Who are you seeing? What type of EDM is your favorite? I'm a drum and bass, jungles myself. I'm surprised. I've been getting a lot more drum and bass this year than any other genre of music because I've been working for drum and bass clients. So I got a lot of drum and bass this year. More than I got psytrance, technically, by exposure. I mean, I listened to a lot of my own psytrance, so I think that probably balanced it out. I was mistaken mine. Good. I'm probably missing some context. We were talking about something. I'm going to see Disco Lines. It's my favorite EDM concert. My good buddy got me into it, so I don't know a lot of the artists, but I had a lot of fun. It's about the people. I rarely look at who's going to play at a festival and see a name and go, oh, I have to be at that festival because this name is playing. And I say that I've rarely seen one of those because also some of my favorite artists don't play in South Africa much. And the DJs are more local DJs. Maybe I'm supposed to be more stoked. But for me, it's about the people. It's about the actual music, right? And it's about the environment as well. And it's about who you're there with, too, I think. And if you're going to go alone, you're going to be there with everybody. So good. Where you are is according to your posture. Where you are is according to your posture. I mean, even though this is technically correct posture, it also feels like I'm in an alerted state. Right? And maybe to some people, an alerted state might be what they want to be. Alert, that is. But I also appreciate a certain amount of like calm and relaxation in this space with you friends as well. Hey! How dare you? A mosquito just landed. I'm gonna kill you, bro. I can see him. He just flew into another space. Man, the freaking mosquitoes have been eating me alive. I am like unironically and genuinely offended by mosquitoes biting me. Like it actually causes me stress. It is distressing to imagine that I have to contend in this reality with creatures that want to put their filthy little mouth sticks in my arm, make me itch for the next 48 hours, scratch myself to the point of delaminating my skin. Skin doesn't delaminate. You know what I mean. You freaking know what I mean. How dare they? I want to have a super suit. Have I told you about my super suit? I want to have nanomachines, like layers thick, that basically hold onto each other as a membrane all around my body. And then I want to be able to control said nanomachines with a brain-computer interface, right? So what I think from my supersuit can literally materialize into physical reality. And then alongside this supersuit, of course, when a mosquito tries to bite me, it explodes. I don't know how the nanomachines do that, but I don't know. They need to make the mosquitoes explode. I need to like set a premise. Maybe if they like drink from me, no, I can't have that. I'll still be itching. I still think I got mosquito bitten. I'm gonna be. Okay, let me just calm down. Okay, I'm fine. You got those nano machines. That's something a little bigger to use them. You got those nano machines and something a little bit bigger to use them. I mean, true. Like your body is made of nano machines in that way, and your brain is the computer, the brain-computer interface, the brain-body interface. But again, I cannot make the mosquitoes explode. I wish I could. I wish I could, with my brain, program the red blood cells they take from me to spontaneously combust. Let's ask. How much potential thermal energy is in a single red blood cell? Yes, we're going to do the math now. Yes, we're going to do the math. We're going to see if we can make the mosquitoes explode. The potential thermal energy in a red blood cell, you'll see they're doing the math. Oh, geez. They're going for it. It's happening. Yes, tell me, my intelligent machine, what this ridiculous number is. Final answer, 1.5 times 10 to the minus 11 joules of energy. How many red blood cells will a mosquito steal on average by drinking blood from a human being? Yes. Mosquito consumes blood in a meal. Yes, it's doing the math. It's actually, man, I don't think ChatGPT was ever going to be used for this exact reason. So 5 million cells per microliter. That's a lot. And they consume typically a microliter. So 5 million cells. So on average, a mosquito steals about 5 million red blood cells during a single blood meal. 5 million. Can you do the math of how much thermal energy, considering the previous math we did, is in those 5 million cells of red blood cells? Yeah. I mean, I guess I could times 5 million. I guess if I times 5 million, I can take away like a few integers. Like let me just have the machine do the perfect math for me. Yeah, I can see the mosquito bites on my body. Great. This is great. This is fine. I'm doing autism math right now, so I can stop thinking about the fact that I'm itching. Yeah, so 7, I was kind of right about the integers. We're like down to like -5, but 7.5 times 10 to the -5 joules of energy. While small, this value demonstrates the cumulative effect of thermal energy present in a large number of cells. Would this amount of energy be enough to make at least a visible explosion if you could technically spontaneously combust each and every single one of those red cells, considering the amount of joules that contain them? Would you be able to see a little flash if it was in pitch darkness, for example? Yeah, all I want to hear is yes. I want to hear a yes, and then my tism is going to be happy. To determine if the thermal energy contained in 5 million red blood cells could produce a visible flash or explosion, we need to understand how energy is required for visible light to be perceived as an explosion. It's doing the math. It's doing the number of photons, literally, with that energy. Explosion energy, thermal combustion visualization. While not an explosion, the energy might heat the surrounding air slightly. No! If you could perfectly convert the thermal energy of 5 million red cells into visible light, you might see a faint flash. Yes. In total darkness. but it wouldn't be comparable to an explosion or anything dramatic. You see, we're back to nanomachines. Damn it. I tried. I did the math. I tried, but we're back to nanomachines. We're going to have nanomachines in our bodies as well that have like some sort of exponential of thermal energy so that the mosquitoes can explode when they fly away. I want them to explode. I want them to explode like Tabasco advert style, you know, when you eat Tabasco and then a mosquito eats you and then they explode. That's what I want. That is what I want. Like, I'm pretty sure I've eaten Tabasco, even though I know that's improbable. That's not how it works. I've eaten Tabasco 1 or 2 times with the hope that that's going to happen, you know, to all of the mosquitoes that try and bite me afterwards. You know what the best part is? I did all of that to try and get over the fact that my knee is itching, and I'm still not okay. I'm still not okay. Please, Mr. Fly, you need to give me space. Perfection is in the eye of the beholder. Perks of my job is behind the screen all day. True. Dunes, dance your heart out, friend. Some of my most cherished moments are from the dance floor. We call it raving back in my day. Music in every corner, festivals brought me my people. Same. It is something very special to me. If you've never been to a music festival, it is hard for me to recommend one if you're in America because of how potentially commercialized it's become. But find yourself something small and indie, you know, something thrown by the artists themselves, and you'll probably have a really good time. Hey, bro, you just fly. Like, we just went down like a whole thing about spontaneously combusting mosquitoes, Mr. Fly. You don't want to know, bro. You don't want to know what's going to happen. You don't want to know what my tisms will do to you, bro. You need to leave. It's crazy. I've been in this space longer than 2 years, trying to figure shit out, and you amazing friends helping along the way. Love is true. Been here all along. Dear Connor, it's nice to have you here again, bro. To be able to come back to these moments. Dreamtooth is Hoopy? Suddenly makes sense. Hoopy is Dreamtooth. I was wondering who this Dreamtooth character is. Like, I don't know that name, but good. It's cool. It's a cool name. Meow meow, sneaking in with a pseudonym. Dreamtooth. Oh, the pseudonym is like a different name. You said you melted. Oh, I was Mystique. I knew you were gonna say that. I'll be quicker next time. Bless. Thank you, Chris. Or Cryos. You were loved, dear friend. Tunes, you're in UK? Boomtown friend. Go to Boomtown. I've done so many festivals over the years. I love the small events, but the production value and crowd at Boomtown blew my mind. What's the word today? Bless again. Also, Mel, I got an Anycube 3D resin printer for Christmas! Nice! Nice, bro. Bro, I like resin printing is actually what I want, but I feel like normal 3D printing might be a little bit more short-term accessible. Like, the reason I want a resin printer is because I want one of those little, I want to make miniatures. I'm gonna make my own, you know, like design them in 3D and, you know, create like little thingies. But yeah, they're also not that expensive anymore, at least. It's just the toxic off-gassing that I'm like a little bit worried about. Where are you using your resin 3D printer? Is it in a well-ventilated room? Please tell me you're not breathing the fumes. No pizza this morning. I'll never tire of Melt's disdain for the skeeters. I will go to war. I'll go to war with the mosquitoes. The freaking Musquatties. So offensive. So freaking offensive. Like, if I could, you know, like ninja reflex style, like stab a mosquito out of the air, you know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I would do that. I'll be doing it all the time. I might even, I think I'm going too far now. I was gonna say I might even go out and look for the disdain for the Musquatties continues. Gavity goobers! Go Gabba Dabba. Doobie Shkluba. Shklumplabamp. That was a nice one. Shklumplabamp. I probably said it incorrectly, but Shklumplabamp is a nice one to say. Shklumplabamp, Shklumenipsh, Nimelo Skurubup. Shkibidem. Shkibidem. Damashkidi. Friggin. Gabs, always good to see you here, brother. Bless. Melt, you're doing a great job keeping up with chat. Thank you. I'm really having fun, at least. This is enjoyable to me. Exploding mosquitoes. Yes. Yes, it makes me happy to read those words. Kelly. Okay. And that would be a good excuse to go. You got those nanomachines. That's again it's true. Seems like knowing a pair is in reach is what's holding me upon the earth. Good. Whatever holds you on the earth is worthy to be held on to, right? You're supposed to be here, dear friends. No, no. I'm not even gonna finish reading that sentence. Oh, damn. Always thought you were British for some reason. My bad. Come to Shambhala in British Columbia without hyperbole. It will change your life. Yeah. Weirdly enough, I know about Shambhala as well, even though I'm not even in the States. And I want to be at that festival too. I've heard a great deal of good things. And if you have never heard of me, do subscribe. Might be your first time here. I'm gonna be ending this vertical stream like a few seconds from now, and then we're gonna drop it horizontal. You know, for those friends who have TVs and watch on the YouTubes in their living rooms, so they can have their ideal experience too. Indeed, well said, Mel. Bless. Gowdy goo. It's so nice having you here, bro. Resting your shoulder blades to posture. Rest arms at T-lift shoulders towards ears. Slightly tuck rib cage. Point thumbs backwards. Relax shoulders. And lower arms slowing down. Now feel good. I don't know why. Like, I'm literally a yoga teacher. I'm supposed to be able to read cues, but I, for some reason, struggle at that. I think it might be my tism. Resetting your shoulder blades to posture. Raise arms at a T. Okay. All right. At a T. Makes more sense. Lift shoulders towards ears. Slightly tuck rib cage. Point thumbs backwards. Relax shoulders and lower arms slowly down. Now feel good. Yes. Feel good. I'm not asking. I'm saying. This is a command. Suddenly everybody just like has this euphoria wash over them. Suddenly everybody is hop, skip, and jumping through flower fields. Suddenly everyone is a multi-millionaire, right? They're like opening their banking app and there's just like 5 extra zeros. Not my first time, but a long time. No see. Well, in that case, it's even more seeing you here again, dear friend. Just felt good posture for the first time. Melt, you're doing great. Bless again. Pointing thumbs backwards. Really sealed the deal. It did. All right, it's like you literally see your shoulders move like a setback. Pointing thumbs backward. Bless again. Kelly, I'll go to Shambhala with you if you come to Winnipeg Folk Fest with me. Nice. Don't go horizontal. If it's gonna lose you views, it might lose me views. But again, there is like a trade-off. There is a trade-off of the horizontals get recommended as VODs afterwards, where these I don't think do. So I might get more views. I think we have like reached a lot of you friends today in this vertical stream that we might not have normally. But I feel in that way, the point of the vertical stream is to reach those friends every day. And the fact that we have now reached these friends, like again, now we have like 10 new friends who haven't been here before. Here again. Bless you. Love you. So nice having you here. But they might not end up staying for that long, and that's okay. And in that way, switching over to the horizontal might be a stream for the people that want to stay. And there might be people that wouldn't be comfortable staying in a recorded stream when it's just vertical. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe you could tell me. Maybe you could comment down below if you actually really dislike having to have all of this pixels cut from your screen if you're watching on anything other than something that is vertical. I'm gonna try and catch up again. Sorry. But thank you, Joy V, for your concern and your love too. It is really nice. Like for what it's worth as well. Like I am thinking about you, friends, in wanting to go horizontal, especially since you are one of our TV friends. LA, it's a deal. I'd love to. I worked at Shambhala for many years. It is very much a homecoming for me. And I have never been to a folk fest. Even more reason to feel good. I'm not asking. Good. I'm happy that you appreciate that, Chrysos. Love you. Agreed with you, Joy. Whatever this is, it's working today. It's a working day, no question. That is the best fit to wear. What is the best fit to wear at an EDM concert? I have a pashmina I got from my first one, but I have all basic ass clothes. What is the move? In my opinion, right? Like, do take your pashmina. I always do take that stuff for myself as well. But take what you're comfortable in. Like, you're gonna be at a festival. I don't know if you're gonna be, right, a part of the festival. Let's say it in ambiguous terms like that. But if you're gonna be a part of the festival energies, you might want to be comfortable, right? So like you might look super cool in all leather or whatever, but you will also, oh, it's cold probably where you are. I was gonna say you might spontaneously combust if you were in South Africa right now, for example. You might look super cool in a tank top and flip-flops, but you might be too cold in that way. So you should do what's comfortable, right? Because you yourself is the first setting that you find yourself within. I do recall you saying the retention rate for longer views is on horizontal. True. I got 1 billion just for me. 1 billion oxygen molecules just now? Probably. I messaged you on Discord the other day. Kelly says to LA, we can trade phone numbers there. We are maybe 6 hours apart. There's no reason for us to not meet soon. Your friends definitely are Americans. Even though you might, I mean, you live in the Americas. Let's say that instead. Yeah, 6 hours away is like, it's like an eternity in South Africa. Where what makes you feel good and comfortable tunes. Yeah, me and Jovan of one mind. And bring the cash. And bring the cash for dancing. Yeah. Yeah. Just remember to choose the thumbs up. Pash, not cash. Okay. My mind was also like thinking about a moment, like, what does she mean? And then I was like, maybe she means spend all of your money as cash at the festival. Let's just say it like that. And I was like, you know what? Who am I to say? Bring your cash, not cash, jeez. Maybe bring cash too, but for eating, not dancing. Wait, don't eat the cash. Instructions unclear. Eating cash on dance floor. Well, I guess Am I supposed to be enjoying this? Jovan told me I should be doing this. So like, Jovan wouldn't steer me wrong. Why, Jovan? Why? Oh. Oh, dude, sounds like you're all set. You'll be covered in glitter by the time you leave. Just make sure you have good comfy shoes. Yeah, another one. I used to care, but I don't mind. I want to use my whole bubble as screen. I can't wait until it's unlocked. Yeah, me too, actually. Right? Like I think me and you are saying the same thing or thinking the same thing, Chrysos, where I want to be able to show everything to you friends all around me. And I want you friends to be able to, with your devices, do this. And then you can look somewhere else, right? You can, like your head is the camera, turn it sideways and look what's there of you, and turn it that way and looks what's there of you too. Again, if you are actively trying to manipulate other people's perception of yourself and you don't want them to know you might be poor, it won't be great for people like that. But to anybody who just wants to share the world and the authenticity that we live within it, I think it's going to be great. 1 billion views and growing. You're skyrocketing in this world. What? Suddenly my mind just like did like, I had like a little bit of a panic attack for a second there. You actually gave me like, I had like a full, like my instances of experience happened really quickly, but I was like, oh no. Oh no. Right, I had this whole imagining of, while this live stream has been going on, somehow suddenly we managed to actually get 1 billion views. And like I like my entire heart was like yes, we have the technology to do that now. It's a past simulation. I believe you. I think we'll get there eventually, but I'm not ready for 1 billion eyes on me just yet, right? Like I still need to do a lot. I need to have something really tangible to show people, right? Right now, I'm showing you everything because I believe that's what I have to give you right now. I have to give you everything that I am. And in that, maybe you'll give something back to me that will allow me to make more of this world, of what I am, right? And then I'll be able to give you more. And I feel like that's like a give and take process until like the almost like the exponential is reached, right? Where the progress of return becomes an exponential, and I'll have something tangible enough to garner enough attention or to be worthy of it for you, for that matter. And like that's the way I see it, at least. It is gonna take some time though. Like you right now, I feel like I would fumble. I would fumble a great opportunity if it had to happen to me 3 years ago or right now. But again, I'm not gonna say not yet. I don't like the not yet. I don't believe in that necessarily, but everything in time. Maybe that's better. Everything in time. No, 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 no. Maybe bring cash too. I'll bring cash too, Joe. But I feel that just need me some comfy clothes. Are you looking to spend money? Is that what's happening, Connor? I guess that is also a part of the theme, the time of year we're in, I guess. Sounds like you're all set. You'll be covered in glitter bless again. I haven't been on Discord for a minute. I'll go check. Wanna go do more concert with you guys? I feel this space was meant for it. Absolutely, Connor. I can look forward to even doing my own festivals one day. Meltfest. Are you talking about Meltfest? Oh my goodness. Meltfest in Metalopolis. In Meltopolis. Meltropolis, yes. Meltropolis is gonna be on the ocean if I can manage it. It might no. It might be cheaper to acquire land on the ocean, but it might be more expensive to actually develop on the ocean. And I don't want to like build islands. I want to do floating structures. That way they can be adaptable to, ebbing flows of tide, and expandable as well, without having to do too much, right? You can just add modules. But I think there's some other rich people that have already started developing that idea as well, which I'm fine with, you know. Let them. Let them develop all of the technology. So by the time we want to build spaces for ourselves, we'll be able to Meltfest in Meltropolis. Thank you, Shao, for manifesting this with me. I'll make it happen. We have the time, right? 1,000 years is a long time. I believe if you are between the ages of being born and 60 right now, there's a good chance that technology might catch up with us to the point where most among us will live to 1,000 years. But that's like me believing, right? Like really, like I believe this. I don't know this. I can't. Today's whole stream topic is about not knowing things, but I do believe it, all right? Because you cannot believe something and know it to be true at the same time, right? So instead of believing in faith or in gods, I believe in human technological progress and the changes that it will bring. I know love is true, and that all we can do right now is love one another while we're on the way to that future. Sweet creature of mine. Meltfest 2025. It's very expensive throwing festivals. And I'm not earning enough just yet to be able to justify something like that. But I am now, you know, in a world where that is closer than it's ever been. We can throw our own festival when Melty makes it stateside. If you make it to Electric Forest, I'll meet you guys there. Y'all, we got to go. Are you going this year? We have the technology to do that now. It's a pass simulation. You're perfect. Bless again. I have my live vertical, not for kids. Love seeing your smile. We chillin'. I wanna, but it's unlike this year. Maybe we'll have a booth there one day and slip in cheap. Yeah, the booth fractal is maybe the way to do it even. I have no plans to go, but would go for the opportunity to meet some of you. That's nice. I will be more than down if we get a group going. I just have the, I just don't have the disposable income to drop. But EF Electric Forest is top my list. Smiles eternal. Melt, I don't want people to live 1,000 years. They would get even more grouchy. I don't think so. I think people get grouchy because they feel powerless. They feel hopeless. They feel like their time has run out. They feel, what's the point of progress, of effort? What's the point of, you know, helping someone when everything is going to shit anyway? And then, like, that's where grumpiness comes from. Grumpiness doesn't come from becoming older. Grumpiness comes from feeling like you're losing options, like there's no more options for you in the world, right? Like that sense of hopelessness. And if we can live to 1,000 years, the way our society will restructure around seeing people as, you know, more than just like the short mortal coils we've kind of allowed ourselves, is going to allow us to at least do things for ourselves that will make us less grumpy. This I believe. I'm taking it upon myself, you know, as a responsibility even to bring experiences that will make us less grumpy. I am here post-apocalypse. Was meeting my hero. I've seen it with my eyes. We are eternal. I have two, dear one. One of the greatest festivals in memory I have. The poor organizer lost 12,000 US dollars. And it rained so hard, all the cars, trucks, and equipment sank and got stuck in the mud. We danced in fishermen's waders. Yeah. The poor organizer lost 12,000 US dollars. Yeah, like since starting these live streams, like we basically earn 12,000 US dollars, give or take, right, of money coming in. So in that way, Yeah, like spending 4 years of your life like saving and then losing everything. Like I have friends who went into debt after they threw a party, you know. And like it's not like they threw the party just for themselves. Like they marketed and they had attendance and yada yada yada, but still, you know, paying debt for having thrown that party. And that's not something that's something that made me grouchy since we're talking about that. Nope, more peace. Yes, you're right. Knowledge creates power. The older, the more peaceful. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I want to be one of the ancients 1,000 years from now. Right? I want still new beings to come into the world, of course. And then I want them to know that there are these beings they call the ancients that have been around for 1,000 years, sculpting, painting, writing poetry, making movies, sharing love of the world. You have a little tick here. Sharing love of the world, right? And realizing, acknowledging, honoring the fact that these ancients, me and you, literally took this world back from corporate greed, from human exploitation, and gave it to the sides of ourselves that is human flourishing, you know, a coming together for something better than profit, you know. Can you imagine there's something better than profit? No, says a lot of human beings. Oh, I'm sorry. That's an interesting thing that happens with knowledge and peace. We can have some and feel peaceful, but there's a point that that knowledge becomes overwhelming and pulls you the other direction. No, not really, right? Like again, it's not the knowledge; it is your utilization thereof, right? It's what you think thereof. It's how you apply. It's how you apply, right? Because I know more now than I've ever before known. And yes, I can agree with you in the way where it can rob me of my peace because it can make me anxious in thinking about all of these things. But again, I can realize that in all of this accumulation of knowledge, I have been in all of the versions of myself that has been less knowledgeable, right? And in that way, I have been okay because I am here right now. And the fact that I have that knowledge means that I can find peace despite all of my knowing. Make a sense? Make a no sense? Make some sense? Make 50% sense, make 50% not sense, yes. I want to be one of the ancients. Get me off this fucking ride, so help me. I'm staying. I'm staying, right? You can think of it like an investor, right? I am in my own world like an employee of planet Earth, a minister, a priest, a leader, a contributor, a angel investor, a CEO, since that's the word in our minds right now, right? And if I, as this representative, had to withdraw myself from this experience, right, cash out, then I would leave this experience worse off, right? But the fact that I am still present in this experience as I am means that I still have the capacity to add value, right? So the whole get me off of this ride, so help me, right? Like as long as I'm in this ride, I have something of value to contribute, right? Dying doesn't add much value. Maybe if I have a very nice, you know, insurance policy, me dying could profit my kids or something, but geez, that's pretty fucking bleak, yo. So I'd rather live and contribute the good that I have as a living being to this world as long as I can, right? With the same hubris of wanting to die, right? Feeling suicidal, I do the opposite, right? Like wanting to live, right? That sense of like, oh yeah, you think I'm dying? No, no, actually I'm living. You know, tsunamis? Actually I'm living. Nuclear bombs dropping? Actually I'm living. Having to live in a bunker, eating expired canned soup? Actually, I want to live. Actually, I'm living. Oh, Connor. Thank you, bro. Thank you for anchoring me with a donation. Merry Christmas to you too. Love is true. Thank you for being alive here with us, dear friend. All right. Knowledgeable people can be so in their own head that they can't find bliss, or the old ignorance is bliss thing. True, true, but it's not guaranteed in that way as well, right? Like, there is ways. And for instance, knowledgeable people, intelligent people end up partaking of recreational substances more than others. All right, interesting, some factoids. You do you, feeling not being done. Yeah, exactly. Did we really stop the greed though? Feel like it just got worse with the tech innovations. It's not done yet, Connor. We're not done, right? Like, things take years, tens of years, hundreds of years, thousands of years. And that's the whole point, right? Like, we're thinking very small. Because we are linear human beings that have been existing in bodies that expire. I'm sorry for being a little bit morbid about this, that die in like a 70, 80-year time frame. We've had this low hum anxiety of like, oh no, things aren't getting better and I'm getting older, and that's not good, because if things get better already, then I can start being happy, and I can capitalize on how happy I can be when I'm young, because, right, I'm confused about how we think as well. I'll grant you that. But the point I'm making is that as soon as we, as human beings, have the prospect of living hundreds of thousands of years, now suddenly things going bad for a decade is like, yeah, that was a bad decade. That one kind of sucked. You know, we really had to do a lot there to bring it back, you know, but we did. And now this has been good 10 decades. Great. All right. You're scratching ear? Can I help? There you go. There you go. Is that better? Is it better? Sweetie. Oh, oh, did we mortality not being a feeling? That's a nice story, Mel. You should write it down. Even the Matrix tried to build us a utopia, and we couldn't handle it and went insane. I'm not advocating for a utopia. I'm just advocating for the bare necessities. You know, simple bare necessities. You know, bananas, place to rest my head, right? Like, that's all I'm advocating for. I'm not advocating for utopia. Like, we don't need a utopia. We can still have tragedy. Tragedy. We can still. You know, like, our pets can still die. Our kids might, you know, do something silly. Might do something silly. Might do something silly and, you know, get themselves hurt mortally. And in that way, you know, like, it won't be a utopia necessarily, but we will have different challenges to face. You know, our challenges will be a little bit more ourselves in nature. I can work on this, and maybe we'll go insane. Maybe. You wanna be free? Yeah, I thought so. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine your batteries gaining sentience, waking up and starting running around in circles, screaming, and then immediately dying? What? That is what? Yes. But I don't want to turn people into batteries. All right. That's not my vibe. It's not my intention. Right? I don't want to control anybody. Actually, my intention is not control either. In fact, I believe we are being controlled right now, and that's what I want to be free of. Right? I don't want to have our little fucking puppet strings pulled by this need to survive. Oh, you want to eat food? Oh, do these things. Do them. Yeah, do them. Oh, you don't want to? No food for you, bro. Guess you can't eat. Guess you're gonna fucking die. Oh, you don't want to do these things? No house. You ain't got no house now, bro. Yeah, get wrecked. No house for you. Oh, you paid insurance policy? No medical care for you? Right? That's the thing driving me insane, right? And like going without those things isn't gonna make our world a utopia suddenly, but it will make it a lot more bearable, right? Make it a lot more exciting to live for 1,000 of years instead of wanting to die already. Incomplete knowledge causes that dream tooth. When you truly know, peace will never elude you. Well, I know nothing in that case. Absolutely nothing. Peace evades me all the time. But we just saved me from an end. I'm sure that everything will work out, but things are tough right now. Take a deep breath and release it again. And then you take a deep breath. And then you release it again. And then you take a deep breath. And then you release. And if you keep doing that, before you know it, things will be better again. Things will be less tough than they are right now. I felt like you just making conversation for the divine. Dream tooth, agreed. I feel like some control is necessary to some order. And yes, the existing order is purely negative. It's not purely negative, even. All right? Like, again, the world, like, there's I think a new Kirkskazat video. Is it a Kirkskazat video? Might be. That's like the three lenses, right? The three lenses is the world is bad. And you know, when you look and you see tsunamis and you see climate change and you see people dying of hunger and you see war, and you're like, oh, fucking world's bad, yo. And then there's the other lens, and this is the lens I like wearing, where I go, the world is great. Look at all of these people getting better, right? Look at all of these people being lifted out of poverty. Look at this Peppy. And then there's the third lens that goes, the world can be better. The world can be better, right? And it's, with all of these lenses, the world sucks right now. The world is better right now. The world can be better still. That we find the more balanced approach into what is going to be expected of us in the next few years, the next few decades, because there is change coming. There is change coming, and like that can be very ominous sounding. Like, oh, geez, what is that? Is that good or bad, Mel? I think it's good. The change that I think is coming is going to be a restructuring of power, right? Who we think is in charge is probably going to change, because like the Americas, for its history as it is right now, has been like the posturing, like bigger guy in school, right? That will like push you over and stomp your face in if you say something or something wrong, right? Like that was kind of like the role America played in the world. And a great deal, many countries don't want to deal with that bully anymore, right? They're like, I'm over this. This is not fun anymore. And in that way, right, things will change. China is doing so much development in Africa right now. They're building the new world, literally, actively, right? While the traditional Western world is just largely ignoring Africa, being like, yeah, how about that poverty you're having? And then does nothing. Yeah, you know, like it is kind of ridiculous. I feel like, let's again, I was just thinking of kids in war zones being just like, just do some breathing exercises and things will work out, bro. Like literally, what the fuck else are you supposed to do? Like I'm getting a little bit, I felt myself getting heated there for a second. I'm gonna calm down again. But like if you're in the middle of a war zone, guess what? Like the best thing you can be is mindful and breathe, right? Because you're whether or not you're running around screaming in a panic and bombs fall on you, or whether or not you're sitting and breathing calmly and bombs fall on you, right? Like I think the breathing calmly state of being is probably going to be better, you know. Fuck. The real universe is balance. Yeah. The real universe is everything. Literally everything. Right? Like from the worst to the worst to the best to the best. Right? It's everything. And we are a part of that everything. And in that, it's your responsibility to decide which part of that everything you want to be. You want to give your soul energy to. You want to lift into the collective mind that is our psyche. All right, that is the power every single one of us have. The my health insurance delivered me fruit. Is that true? That's nice. For sure, I'm on both sides. Need to listen to the third lens a little more. Just hope that change means that us simple folk get a good life. I think it does. I think you might have to move to get that good life. All right, but that's doable. That can be done. You can move. You see, people move all the time. Right? So yeah, hope is true. Love is true too. Those kids' nervous systems are in overdrive. While deep breathing won't save them, it may actually help bring them some physical peace in the moment. And when peace is such a rare thing for them, it is a gift. There we go, Kelly. Me and you in the same mind of that too. I know Mel does yoga. I do obsess about balance. So I say respectfully, testosterone is a thing. It's true. It's true. Uh, I do yoga, and I do still have testosterone. Right? I'm not immune to getting angry. I am, at least I believe, mindful of it when I do get angry. But I can get angry still. I ain't no saint. I don't think I'm a saint. Right? Thinking about all of the saints that I've been, I'm definitely not a saint. No, the Mexican gangs get more powerful here. If the Mexican gangs get any more powerful here, I'll be a pirate. Sounds pretty cool. Gotta go. Bye. Love you, Nancy. I'm not breathing right now and feel no need. Health is important. Such a strange sentence to read. America is a nation in decline. All great nations, all great empires fall, right? And like unfortunately, the US dollar has like taken a few hits over the last few years, the last century, let's say, right? If you look at the graph, it's kind of concerning. But at the same time, right, your country still has the infrastructure, your country still has the roads, that is still infrastructure, right? Your country still has all of the makings of continuing forward in a prosperous way. But your country is going to have to come to terms with like your equity and equality problem, right? Like that's the problem. That's literally the problem America is facing. You're facing no other problem other than equity disparity. You know, like the balance. We were talking about balance today. The balance is so off that it's cantilevering, and that's where the decline is coming from. Boom. All of us suddenly understand. Very slow breathing now. My heart beats more to relax and not as well. I hear you. My heartbeat when I'm sleeping is like 40 BPM, and like resting is like 55. I'm at 83 right now? No, okay, there it goes down. It's actually measuring. It's supposed to be continuously measuring. I'm at 61 right now. It's chillaxed enough. There be my bar. All right, I think I'm going to finish this stream. Maybe we'll only do this one again. I'll have to see how it affects things. I appreciate you friends for joining me, for showing up, for subscribing and liking this video, for giving me a little bit of time to discuss the not knowing with you friends. People declaring authority is still going to be a thing in the future, I envision. Yeah. That's not a bad thing necessarily, Dream. Mr. Mel now. If there is someone that actually has a decent vision, right? Like claiming authority, declaring authority can only be done and can only be realized if there is some level of support for you, right? And this authority that you're trying to claim. No cards, nope. One of the conditions of me living here is that I'm not allowed to pull cards as they are not good for your soul, or not good for my dad's soul, apparently. So, no, unfortunately not. I love you, though. Thank you for joining me, for finding some time. I'll see you friends again soon. Say bye to the kitties. Say bye to the doggos. And I can say bye to you. Love you, friends. See you again soon. Tomorrow. Woo!